our main event of Tombstone TV episode 69. Nice. Coming to you right now, folks, we have a tag team matchup set for one fall, and the bad blood in this one probably about to get spilled and spread all over the arena here. We're on the path to Violent Night 2. This is a Christmas-themed episode of Tombstone TV, folks, and introducing first in this one, the former heavyweight champion of the world, the Celtic King, the Irish living legend. This is Tiernan Tiernan headed to the ring now, folks. Still fuming, no doubt in my mind about it. Former two-time world's heavyweight champion. Tiernan, the future shot briefcase holder. Two-time contender. Tiernan lost his championship to Noone a few months back, folks, and since retained it. He has since earned it back. He defeated Garron for the championship, and then Garron wanted to go to Contenders and challenge Tiernan one more time, get the three-peat, the trilogy of matches, but Garron was defeated quite soundly by Moonbeam Jr., who shouldn't have even been in the Contenders matchup, folks. He wasn't in our rankings. He worked his way up. Cinderella story. He won a fatal four-way. He beat Local Overzul, and he defeated Garron fairly. He did take that matchup between Tiernan and Garron off the cards for the fans here, folks. But Moonbeam Jr. and Tiernan would have been a heck of a matchup here for Eliminator 2. And since Garron lost, he and his tag team partner Pete Boggs, they challenged Moonbeam Jr. and Tiernan to team up a tag team match on the go-home show in the semi-main event. We knew there was a mystery main event, folks. We didn't know what it was going to be. And Moonbeam Jr. and Tiernan, they defeated the team of Team Delicious. They put down Garron and they put down Pete Boggs. They went 1-0 as a team, and the plan was that they'd go in cordially and have their match, their championship world heavyweight title match, at Eliminator 2 in Newcastle upon Tyne. But folks, what happened after that? Thiago Oliviera challenged, cashed in his future shop briefcase on episode 68 of Tombstone TV, demanding the title match against Tiernan after Tiernan had just gone 20 minutes in a tag match. And Noone, of all people, Tiernan's rival, was the guest referee. I still don't understand how that was allowed by management. But Garron, with some dodgy calls, folks. Garron helped TKO get that victory. And then Tiernan and Garron, both men uninvited from the show. They weren't allowed to come to Eliminator. They weren't flown over to England. And TKO went up against Moonbeam Jr. and he actually made Moonbeam Jr. pass out in his patented sleeper hold. And here he is, folks. TKO, the world's heavyweight champion, the Brazilian stallion, headed to the ring now, folks. Interestingly, the world champion's coming down first of his team. That's a strange one. Teaming with his partner now tonight for the very first time, but only in the wrestling ring, because it appears these guys have teamed, behind the scenes in cahoots, putting this thing together. They stole Tiernan and Moonbeam's match from them. And here tonight, folks, these four men are going to lock up again. Moonbeam Jr. and Moonbeam Jr. and Tiernan teaming together again, putting any animosity that might have been building. They were scouting each other, and then they teamed up, and there was a bit of a respect built there. Garron and TKO building that unlikely alliance for Junior and Tiernan. Friends through the enemy of my enemy. That mentality. And now Garron being told by management, you've got to team with TKO, you've got to get into the ring here with Tiernan and Moonbeam Jr. and start answering for your actions. The match has been booked. We will have the three-peat. We will have the culmination of the trilogy. We're going to have Tiernan versus Noone at Violent Night 2, folks. Saturday, 21st of December. That match will happen. Management haven't announced what stipulation it's going to be, but we know it's going to happen. And what happens with Moonbeam Jr.? We know he's already in contention. He's got a Contenders qualifier coming up the next few weeks, so this is just a distraction for him. We know the TKO, he'll be in the World Heavyweight Championship match. at Violet Night. He'll be defending that title, as he is the current heavyweight world champion. Bit of a distraction for him as well, but he at least must answer for his actions. Garron taking his time here to start this one off. Garron and TKO, obviously, no wins, no losses as a tag team. Tiernan and Moonbeam Jr., 1 win, no losses. And it looks like the world's heavyweight champion TKO is going to start this one off with Tiernan. And folks, this is what I wanted to see. These guys just went at it last week on Tombstone TV for the world's title. This is Tiernan's third match in just over a week. It's Moonbeam Jr.'s third match in just over a week. My God, look at that knee lift here from TKO, the world's champ, and he goes to his corner, makes the tag to Garron, and now Garron getting into the ring with Tiernan, and he goes for that clothesline, and both men miss. Tiernan now, absolutely, I don't know who he's more mad at. At least with TKO, he can understand the sporting side of it, but it really does seem that from Garron's point of view, he wanted to be the man to take the title off of Tiernan. He didn't want Tiernan to hold the gold, and if Garron wasn't going to hold it, it didn't matter. He just didn't want Tiernan to have it. It seems quite petty, actually. Helping TKO by weakening Tiernan and Moonbeam Jr. in the same match. He put his body on the line in a tag match with Pete Boggs. And by the way, we haven't even touched on that, but TKO had previously qualified for the Survivors match. And it seems as though in the transaction between Garron and TKO for that, TKO gave his spot in the Survivors match to Pete Boggs, and Pete Boggs went on to win that Survivors match as a surprise entrant. Garron over the top rope, leaping over the top and outside. Massive splash across the chest here, and speaking of splashes across the chest, another one. TKO giving up his Intercontinental opportunity to Pete Boggs because he got the World Heavyweight opportunity, and he knew it was a dead cert to cash in as well, folks, because Garron and Pete Boggs had injured Tiernan in that tag match. Garron, the mastermind behind the scenes here. We know he's in a business relationship, we'll say, with Pete Boggs, the skyscraper, landscaper and farmer. Boggs growing all the food. He brings the food to the Chinese restaurant known as the Walk and Spring Roll Express that Paddy Fields runs. Paddy, not here tonight, folks. He's working a double and he couldn't get the night off. But Paddy working in the Chinese restaurant, and that was invested in by Garron Noone, who made all of that money making music and funny videos on TikTok. And now his virtual wrestling career off to a flyer. And it seems as though Garron decided to just assist TKO with picking the right moment, weakening Tiernan, getting the title off Tiernan's waist and around that shoulder of TKO. And now Garron and Tiernan can have the match that the audience so desperately want to see, that Moonbeam Jr. inadvertently took from the fans, took from Garron. But it seems as though his rage for Tiernan actually means more to him than the title, which is just an interesting development there and a tidbit. Junior has the opportunity to do something outstanding here, folks. There's actually the chance to go back-to-back at Contenders, but he has to make it through the tag match and then go through his Contenders match and win the Contenders match to go up against TKO. And could we have a back-to-back main event between those two, which is interesting because we had the back-to-back main event already from Tiernan and Garron, and this story has just all come together. What a Cinderella story for Moonbeam. Wasn't in the top 20, won the Fatal 4-Way, defeated Loco Lobo Azul, won the Contenders match by eliminating Garron, and then lost the championship opportunity. What a way to end the year it would be for Moonbeam Jr. if he can win all of those matches and do the Cinderella story again and maybe defeat TKO and become the champion of the world. The Cosmic Alliance would love to see it, you'd have to believe that. TKO now tagging with Garron, double shoulder tackle, which is interesting, folks, because we saw Tiernan and Moonbeam Jr. hit that one last week in the semi-main event of episode 68 Tombstone TV. Tiernan now watching on. It's got to be a weird one for Tiernan on the outside here because he doesn't have any affection or affiliation to Moonbeam Jr. other than the fact that they both kind of had their match stolen and then they teamed up and was that luck? Was that chance? Do they have a weird chemistry that just works? TKO makes the tag. Garron again legal and Moonbeam Jr. now down on the floor. You might remember Moonbeam Jr. was bloodied up in his last 2 matches. And Garron has a history of bloodying men up. Look at that shooting hurricane run, and Moonbeam Jr. takes him down. Kick to the top of the head here from Garron, locking up with Junior and whips him off the ropes. He bounces back, and look at that. That clothesline with the roll through, and now Garron with the cover on Junior. 1, 2, and Tiernan diving across the ring won't give Garron the opportunity. And Garron with that rolling thunder. Tiernan not giving Garron the opportunity to pin Junior. Junior eliminating Garron for the contenders matchup, and then Junior defeated Pete Boggs in the tag match with that shooting star press. And my god, that rolling stunner. 1, 2, and that might be it, folks. Garron Noone picking up the pin and defeating Moonbeam Jr. in the main event of episode 69 Tombstone TV. You can hear the referee telling Tiernan, you've already broke up the pinfall once, you're not going to get to do it again. The undefeated streak comes to an end and a new one starts. Garron and Tiernan Og as a really strange team, folks, but they have done it. They pick up the win here tonight. TKO, the world's heavyweight champion, not involved in the pinfall, but he will be one way or the other when he gets to Violent Night 2, folks. Who's going to be standing opposite him on the 21st of December? We know the 20 men in the pool, folks. Which of these 20 men is going to win contenders? Who is it going to be? We know we've got Eli Valentine, Tommy Torque Thompson, Moonbeam Jr., Big Ben, Major Attraction, Fabian Nils, Mo Money, Will Richards, Marshall Harts, Hardy Bai, Daryl Walker, Lord and Savior, Parker St. James, Hiro Satoshi, Rocky Beach, Travis the Savage Sanchez, Cara Del Diablo, Blacklight, Zachary Evans, or Moonbeam Originales. Which of those men will be standing opposite TKO at Violent Night 2, folks? Find out with me over the course of the coming weeks here. Contenders qualification bouts next week on Tombstone TV. There'll be 5 of them. There'll be a women's tag match between the Sunset Connection and the team of the First Response. There'll be one other match, folks. We'll announce that on the night. The following week on Tombstone TV, the Force Awakens take on Starshine and Trix, and there will be 5 more contenders qualification bouts and another match yet to be announced. And then, folks, in episode 72 of Tombstone TV, we will have 5 Survivors qualification matches. There will also be the finals of those 2 women's matches. The winners of those will face off against each other to determine the number 1 contenders for the Dancer Sisters tag team titles. And in the main event of episode 72, folks, Contender 17, the 10 winners of the qualification bouts will face off against each other. Over the top rope, elimination style. Winner goes to fight TKO at Violent Night. Thank you for staying with us, folks. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then what are you waiting for? Please do that. Leave your dream matches in the comment section down below. You've been class. Remember to stay decent, and I hope to see you here next week, folks, for episode 70 of Tombstone TV. I've been Bullifin' Awesome. Stick with us here. See you next week.